Election Day is just around the corner, and on November 7th, every single Minnesotan will flock to the polls to cast their ballots for their municipal elections. Okay, well, at least some, maybe. Since 2011, Minneapolis and St. Paul have used an election system called ranked choice voting, which, from what I can tell, is an elaborate system of disembodied hands wasting perfectly good Post-it notes. To find out more, I traveled to the eccentric offices of FairVote Minnesota and sat down with Executive Director Jeanne Massey. So you are the Executive Director of FairVote Minnesota, and you, as an organization, advocate for ranked choice voting. So what is that?
Essentially what it is a simple change in our election system that allows voters to rank their preferences on the ballot. So when you have 5 candidates, you can rank them in order of your preference, marking a first choice, second choice, third choice, and so on. And we use those rankings to conduct what we call an instant runoff.
Explain that to me like I'm 5.
We have candy ballots out at all of our tabling events, and kids come up and rank their favorite candy. They tell us if they like a Tootsie Roll, caramel, or a Starburst.
Tootsie Rolls are plastic, so that's obviously.
So you don't like that one. In order to win that candy contest, one of those 3 has to have a majority of support, 50% plus 1. So if that doesn't happen, we get rid of the least favorite one in the bunch. In this case, it's going to be Tootsie Roll, because you hate Tootsie Rolls. But there were some who really love Tootsie Rolls. So their second choice counted after their first choice was out. So more went to Starburst than to caramel, so Starburst won.
But if I have to pick more than one person, how do I know who to hate? That's how democracy works. There's the candidate you like and the candidate you think should go to jail.
But the benefit of ranked choice voting is it's no longer just a dichotomy. Ranked choice voting really changes who can run, how we campaign, and who can win.
How is anyone going to learn how to do this?
So our education efforts are multifold. We go to almost every event in town, all the candidate forums, of course, but you'll also see our Rank Your Vote teams at community festivals, the state fair, church festivals, neighborhood events, you name it, we're there.
Bar mitzvahs.
Those two. Our most popular events are brewfests and wine contests and wine tastings. Our funnest one yet is coming up, called Best of the Worst. It's an opportunity for people who might know a little bit about ranked choice voting or know nothing about it at all but love sausages. Come for your own reason, and you'll get to help elect the favorite sausages of the Twin Cities.
Is local politics not interesting enough without relating it to food?
Well, we can't put the real candidates on the ballot because we don't like to do straw polls. And those demonstrations are by far not just the funnest way to educate voters, but the clearest. They really walk away from those demonstrations thinking, oh, is that all there was to it?
I'll have to, we'll see about that.
To see ranked choice voting in action, I attended the Best of the Worst, where attendees can rank their favorite sausages from local restaurants. By using food and beer as bait, FairVote is tricking Minnesotans into learning about democracy. I started by reaching out to constituents to get their thoughts on this democratic event.
What's going on here? A party of meats and cider, I would say. Are you aware that the municipal elections in Minneapolis are going to be ranked choice voting? Is that something you were aware of?
I was not aware. I sadly do not know enough about my local politics.
I did not know it was ranked choice voting. Yeah.
Much to my surprise, some of these engaged citizens knew nothing about this change in their civic duty. Fortunately, I found someone who could guide me through the process.
What do I do with this?
Top choice gets number 1.
And the other 2 are losers.
Well, not necessarily. Your second choice is your second choice, and then third, and that's all the choices we have on this ballot. Which one's your second choice?
I'll just pick one. Do I have to be an informed voter to actually make this work?
It really always helps to do your homework.
Taking my new friend's advice, I did my research to ensure I was an informed voter.
What are you doing to think outside the bun in this race? not making this easy for me. I guess the only thing that's left is really to taste and find out.
And after thorough research of the candidates, it was the moment of truth. But when it came time to fill out my ballot, it became clear that old habits die hard. Really hard. But once I mastered this new system, I quickly grew to love my new sense of democratic empowerment and was eager to spread the word.
Okay, first before we start, first, second, third. No, first, second, third. Okay, so I'm really into ranked choice voting here. I'm feeling really inspired. Give me something to ranked choice vote. Anything.
Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, and Husky.
Husky number 1. Labradoodle, Golden Retriever, no German Shepherd. Last question. How do you think Betsy Hodges is handling the development of the Nicollet Mall area?
I think that you should leave us alone.
Well, there you have it.
And at the end of the day, I walked away with a heart full of democracy, a belly full of food, and I was ready to take on the polls in November.